only asked for gold, silver, and bronze, and purple and scarlet, the finest linen, verse 4, to make his home. Yahweh, people say, Rabbi, why are you spending $600 on the carpet when we can get it for $4? Because Yahweh is not a cheapskate, and I'm not a cheap Jew.
Hallelujah. Come on.
This doesn't come on.
Turn to your neighbor and say, I know he's not a cheap Jew.
I know he's not a cheap Jew.
That's why we come, right? But brothers and sisters, when it comes to Yahweh's house, it's the best. Because Yahweh dwells here. I don't know anywhere else to hang out with Yahweh. Some of my best times being with Yahweh are right in these doors.
Hallelujah.
I'm not that spiritual that I can go home on Tuesday, turn on my relationship with Yahweh like a faucet or a clock and say, I don't need Carrie, I don't need Mary Gilby, I don't need the shul. I can just have my own Shabbat and sit in the corner upstairs and get out an old Baptist hymn and sing one hymn and two hers and go back to eat beans.
It is well with my soul.
That's not me. I need this place.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, this is Yahweh's house. We need this place. This place disciplines us, especially with the musicians. People wonder, why am I so hard? Why am I such a hard-headed leader? Because I'm the best friend you ever had. That's why. When I tell you you've got to have your butt here at 7 o'clock, it's not for me, it's for you. Because if you can't commit to being on time and being steady and not miss meetings, why should the people who listen to you and why should the people who follow you?
Right.
You want a microphone? That means you've got responsibility.
I know that's right.
You want a title? Good. I'll give out titles, but with the title comes responsibility. I need it. I need this place. My spiritual life would not be as disciplined with Yahweh as it is now without this place.
That's right.
I need this place. I need someone to tell me, Moshe, doesn't matter how you feel. You got to be here every Shabbat.
Right.
Don't matter how you feel.
Every
I need
Shabbat.
Yahweh's, because I've already forsaken one group and thinking that I can just go and do something on my own accord, and Yahweh had me 2 years. 2 years in spiritual Alcatraz. Real quick, I was going to Paris. I was going to learn French. I had my stepson learning French, and he was going. And I had an Iranian. I hired an Iranian to teach us French. Because I had it all in my head. I had the whole plan mapped out. I was going to be the big rabbi in the only synagogue in Paris with 150 people. We owned our own building in downtown. I had my whole life planned out.
Guess what?
Monsieur Moshe.
That's right. And Yahweh had some other plans. Where's my hanky?
Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So Yahweh says, okay, now I'm talking about the kind of hearts that don't count the cost. Let's start off with your gold and silver, and then if you have any bronze or copper, I'll accept that too. See, that's why, brothers and sisters, this is not for everybody. Can we talk? Most people have a hard time tithing, let's be honest. I do, I know what I do. But let me tell you know what I've learned? I've learned if I can take Brian's ministry and help him get it off the ground, and help him stand on his own 2 feet, and give him some of my donors. I'm a fool if I don't. I've learned that, see? I took my donors and gave them to Charles. We have people in Nigeria who want us to come over and spend time with them to train their rabbis, 15 leaders. But I haven't felt led to do that. So we're going to take the audio clubs and we're going to send it to them at no charge. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because my heart is wanting to do those things to build a kingdom. And I've learned, if you want to get in the kingdom, you've got to give. First give away. Who cares? See, when I was a young minister, I didn't have anybody give me a break. Nobody gave me a break. No one let me preach. No one let me use their mailing list. And then I thought I didn't have it. See, I thought it was because I didn't have it. Turn to your neighbor and say, he thought it because he didn't have it. Now I know I don't have it. But see, they wouldn't give me a break because it was their pulpit. It was their microphone. It was their guitar. Okay? It was their sound system. Okay? And when I saw people that didn't have the relationship with Yeshua that I had get promoted to elder because they were buddy with the rabbi, and I was upset, and Rivka was upset. And no one hired me. I tried, can we talk? We're talking. We're already talking.
Glad they didn't hire you.
No, not only no one hired me as a Messianic rabbi, even though I was sending out applications to Paris, Denmark, South Carolina. For anybody that would pay me $250 a week, I'd be there. I figured it was Yahweh's will. And I've seen people walk with Yahweh the same way. If Yahweh gives me a job for $200, I'll move. Stupid. That's not Yahweh. The first thing Yahweh looks at is, where will you be spiritually fed? Where will you be spiritually nourished? Where will you spiritually, once you have a Messianic congregation that you can call your home and you're rooted and grounded, then start praying for a job and for a wife and for kittens and for parakeets. But I've had people come here who were sent here by Yahweh to lead the worship, and 2 weeks later they left. Then I said, where are you going? He goes, a job opened up in Wisconsin. A job? So they're being led by their job. Yeah, that's man's thought. Yahweh sees things. The first thing is, my child, where will you grow? Where will you be comfortable? Where will you learn the word? Where will you grow in me? Where will you be more stable? Where will you be more mature? Where will you be rooted and grounded in the things of Yahweh? Because I can feed you anywhere. I can send you a paycheck anywhere. I can give you medical insurance anywhere. You don't think Yahweh can give you medical insurance in Virginia like you can in Florida? Well, then stay in Florida. If there's no other place that teaches the two houses and the sacred name and the things that Yahweh has called you to do, why are you looking to Virginia? Because a job opens, a $200 a week job? Give me a break.
I know that's right.
That's not being led by Yahweh. No one gave me a break. No one made me an elder. The first time I was able to be a rabbi is I said, well, if I know I'm called, and there were times I felt like quitting. There were times I got discouraged. There were times I felt like tossing in the towel. But I said, okay, Rivka, sweetheart, no one's going to make me an elder because whatever, right? No one, Rivka says, well, why don't you go back and learn first and be raised up? I said, I've been there 4 years. They don't recognize me. They don't want me. And then I found out most of these bozos didn't let me preach because they were too intimidated by my preaching.
That's right, I bet
That's right. That's what it
See, but I
was.
didn't know that back then.
Yahweh didn't want you to know yet.
They were intimidated by my presence, by my personality,
That's what's happening.
which is non-charismatic, as many of you know. So, and I'm like, whoa. And so we're looking at like, nobody's giving me an opportunity, nobody's giving me a chance, and Yahweh, and so I could have quit. Okay? I could have quit. And I felt like quitting. But I said, well, if nobody's going to give me their pulpit, I'll just make one. If no one's going to let me preach to their congregation, I'll make my own congregation. Because I knew I was called. I knew that my life was an offering to Yahweh. I didn't count the cost. My goodness, I didn't count the cost. Because I counted the cost when I got saved. I counted the cost when I gave my life to Yeshua. I told him that I wouldn't count the cost back then. I had no business starting to count the cost 5, 6, 7 years down the road. You already are on this journey. It's too late for you to count the cost.
Hallelujah.
And you cannot build Yahweh's house if you're worried about what it's going to cost you and what it's going to come, or how much of it is going to come out of your pocket or out of your empire. It's too late. You are bought with a price. And your temple is the temple, the Ruach HaKodesh, where Yahweh dwells and lives. Know you not that your body is a temple of the Ruach HaKodesh? 1 Corinthians 3:15. Don't you know that? So you have, not only you and I have no rights, we are not to count the cost. And that's what Yahweh's looking for. He's looking for donations. Now, if I would listen to all the naysayers, don't go on the radio. Why? You don't have no money. Money? With Yahweh? When was Yahweh ever held back by lack of money? When was Yahweh's program ever held back by lack of finance? First time we went on the radio, I said, what time do you have available? I'll take it. I'll take it. We didn't have the money, but I took it. And so we started congregations. No one let me preach. I started preaching because I knew my calling, and that's what Yahweh wants. And I learned sometimes you've just got to do what you know you're supposed to do, regardless of man or when man gives you the opportunity.
Yes.
Man may never give you the opportunity to follow your calling. What are you going to do then?
No breaks.
You're going to quit? You're going to go home and cry? What are you going to do? And that's why the sacred assembly is here. We encourage one another. We see what Yahweh did for Roberto, He'll do for us. What Yahweh did for Roberto, He'll do for us. We're here. We need each other. This is Yahweh's house. I have learned that in my spiritual life that I cannot live for Yeshua without my brothers and sisters. Doesn't mean I have to call every one of them. Doesn't mean you have to call every one of me at home every day. But just seeing you in sacred assembly gets my life disciplined and back in order. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've got to be faithful, and your heart has to be faithful to what you do know. So those of you who have a calling on your life, don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do it. If they won't give you the opportunity, you start your own work. You start your own, as long as you know you're called. Amen?
Yeah, amen.
Let's get back to the hearts. So Yahweh is looking for donations of gold, silver, and bronze. Why does Yahweh demand? Isn't that Yahweh making a demand on us for gold, silver, and bronze? Isn't that Yahweh making a demand on us? Why? Couldn't Yahweh start off slow? No. Because a child of Israel, listen, who's born again, spirit-filled, walks with the Ruach HaKodesh, has already sold his life to Yeshua at the point of regeneration, at the point of salvation, at the point of when you first trusted, you gave him, you promised him, you covenanted with him, you told him that you would give him everything that you had, somebody. And you have no right now, because your heart may not be ready to hold back your gold, hold back your best, your silver, the best things in your life that you're willing, that holding back. Yahweh says, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for nadab. I'm looking for hearts that are excited and incited to volunteer in keeping my house in order. And like I said, don't worry. We're not building another room. We're not going another building fund. We already got all that time. All that's taken care of. But our attitude has to change to our monthly offerings. We're taking in $80 a month in our monthly offerings. That shows me. You know what that shows me? That shows me not that there's no money in the house. That shows me that there are not enough hearts willing to donate to Yahweh. When we take up an offering and the people can't pay their light bill and the people can't pay their electric bill, we wind up writing a check. We wind up paying that because I don't want my heart to be like those who withhold from Yahweh. I don't want my heart to get like that. And it can, sure it can. All our hearts can get like that, right? And Yahweh says, the reason I want your gold and silver is because, P.S., guys, it's already mine. And what made you think, and you already covenant with me through the blood of the everlasting covenant, through the Brit Chadashah, all these things are already mine. So now, when I'm telling you to bring it to maintain and build and keep a presence among you, my house, this may be, you listen to what I'm saying, this may be the only house of Yahweh you and I ever get to be in, other than the eternal house of Yahweh, when goodness and mercy will follow us all the days of our life as we dwell in the house of Yahweh forever. Other than that eternal house, where there are many mansions, some of you may never see Israel. That's the bad news. I hope I'm wrong. Some of you may never get to Israel.
That is true.
You may be battling cancer in a month or 20 days, or some of us may be, and Yahweh forbid, and we won't have time to make plans for Aliyah.
That's right.
Yahweh forbid. Yahweh forbid. So the question is, what are we doing now with the house that Yahweh has given us? Are you with me?
Come on now.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Brothers and sisters, if you jump down to verse 8, go down to verse 8, Shemot 25:8. The purpose of these terumot, free will offering, was to make Yahweh a set-apart place for Him to dwell. And I don't know about you, brothers and sisters, but in this house, I know Yahweh quickens me, gets me excited, all those things that are happening. I mean, you know, it's exciting stuff being at the cutting edge of the restoration of the kingdom to Israel. And so it is, Yahweh says, all this donation stuff, all this contribution stuff, is for my dwelling place in their midst. When we feed a brother or sister, are we not taking care of a weak link or a hurting link or a pained link in the house of Yahweh? If we are His temple and He dwells among us, and we are the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh, when one member of the body suffers, we all suffer. When one member of the body rejoices, we all rejoice. When one member is hurting, we all hurt. Amen? Which means there's a leak, there's a need, there's something in the house of Yahweh, renewed covenant Israel, that needs to be ministered to, that needs to be taken care of. Is anyone with me?
Yes. Come on now.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I told you to be quiet today. How's that? How's that for a prophecy? Do I have to shout to get you shouting and take turn here? No, I don't. I'm not going to do that because Yahweh has something else for you to deliver to you today.
Come on now.
Something else. Now, verse 8. The purpose of the donation, the contribution, was for Yahweh to dwell among His people. Now, I want you to look at verse 3. The contribution which you take is gold, silver, and bronze. Yahweh wanted, listen, Yahweh wanted these things so that, the love would be demonstrated. The love of the people toward Yahweh. Up until this point, it was Yahweh's love being demonstrated to the people. He took them out of Egypt. He redeemed them. He gave them the Torah. He gave them the priesthood. He gave them atonement. He gave them substitutionary right. All the things. It was Yahweh loving, loving, loving. I believe it's 1 Yochanan 5 that says, we loved Him because He first loved us. Up until this point, the people gave nothing to Yahweh. They didn't have an opportunity to demonstrate their love to Him. And that's the way it usually is in this house. The rabbi teaches, the worship team sings, the camera cameras, the usher ushers. In any house of Yahweh, in any assembly of Yahweh, it's usually, and I mean all due respect, and I don't mean to offend anybody, it's usually 80% or 10% of the people that do 100% of the work. Which is why I'm proud of you for helping out with the food. Everybody, more and more people are getting involved. Amen? More and more people are getting involved. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So if you look at verse 3, it says, the donation is the opportunity to contribute to Yahweh. When Yahweh says, here is your opportunity, listen, to demonstrate your love, a love that does not count financial, material, or physical cost. Are you listening? He goes right after you. Does Yahweh need your gold?
No.
Does Yahweh need your silver? Does He need your zero coupon bonds?
No.
Does He need your market market? Does He need your farmer's market farmar? What does Yahweh need that you now have? What exactly does Yahweh need that you now have? Nothing. Can you give Yahweh anything that He needs? No, but He desires a donation. Now, see, in religion they don't teach you this. They say, you got to tithe. Yes, you do, but you don't have to give. You don't have to give. Yahweh's not calling on everybody to give. He's looking for volunteers whose hearts are disposed, compelled, and incited to volunteer. And that's why this message, doing business as a volunteer. Turn to your neighbor and say, DBA Volunteer. The way Yahweh wants us to do business with Him is as a volunteer. We may be Brian Samter Enterprises, or we may be Tehillah Solorzano Incorporated. But Yahweh wants us to leave that mentality, and He wants us to do business as volunteers. Yahweh's looking for a donation. See, religion don't teach you that. They teach you give and get. Give and get. Yahweh says, give and get nothing except my presence.
Me.
Yahweh, that's what we want. That's all I want.
Expect nothing, get nothing except my presence, my companionship, my friendship, my camaraderie, my bond. The bond with me and you, for it is written, a threefold cord is not easily broken.
Me.
You're not going to get anything from serving Yahweh. What makes you think you're going to get anything from serving Yahweh? But you're going to get Him. And He said to Abraham, Abraham, you've left Ur of the Chaldees, you've left your papa's shop, your idol shop, you've left the finances, you've given me, and now Yahweh is your shield and your exceeding great reward. Yahweh is your shield and your exceeding great reward. Turn to your neighbor and say, Yahweh is your great reward. What are you going to carry with you when you die, sweetheart?
Hallelujah.
How much are you going to carry with you when you die? Nothing. The only thing that you're going to take with you is Messiah himself. And you're going to see those who you've won to the truth of the blood of Yeshua. You'll see them and be with them. But it is Yahweh who you will inherit. He is your inheritance. He and He alone is your inheritance.
Amen.
Come on, man.
Yahweh Tzibaot.
Hashem Yahweh.
So guess what? The famous evangelist, the famous apostle, or a rabbi, or the people that are sitting in the pews, we all get the same reward. Only thing we can take from this life is Yahweh. Not the house, not the mortgage, not the car.
Amen.
So you better start donating to Yahweh now. And it ain't through the tithe. Sorry, I wish it was that easy. The tithe it's mine. No argument, no discussion. Bad heart, good heart, willfully disposed, voluntary heart, doesn't matter. It is my 10% for you to function and my kingdom to function. You with me? But now this is a love donation. If Yahweh doesn't need your gold, silver, and bronze, or your car, or your Jeep, this is your opportunity, the terumah. Turn your neighbor and say terumah. The terumah is your opportunity to demonstrate your love for the Father because we love Him because He first loved us. And you say, well, Rabbi, I can feed the poor? Yes. I don't need the synagogue to clothe the homeless? Yes. I can do these things on my own. I don't need the synagogue. Well, that's true, that is true, but you've got to ask yourself this question. Where does Yahweh dwell? He wants to take care of the house where He dwells. The word of Yahweh says, do good to all men, but specifically, or actually, those of the household of faith.
So where's your house?
I am not supposed to love the people in the world like I'm supposed to love you.
Amen.
I am not supposed to just give money to Catholic charities or give money to Food for the Poor so that they can send money and food to the Caribbean and just throw my money. That's not designated giving. That's not giving. Yes, that's not wrong if you have the finances over and above the tithe and the terumah. That's not wrong. But the question is, what about the things in Yahweh's house? When we take care of a brother and sister in need, when we take care of a brother or sister who's down on their luck, or we don't believe in luck, but down on their circumstance, my goodness, it is where Yahweh dwells. These are the people that are lifting hands with you every Shabbat. These are the people that are sharing their bread with you every Shabbat. These are the people that are sharing their seed with you every Shabbat. And see, that's what Yahweh says. This is where my presence is. And we know that, and 1 o'clock every Shabbat, we are reminded that this is where His presence is. Every Shabbat at 1 o'clock, we are reminded this is where His presence is. I need this one. I'm a rabbi, I think, I've been told, and I cannot function without my Shabbat service. I can't. I mean, it is very difficult living for Yahweh. It was difficult in the days of the cave. How much more now with all the toys? Joy sticks, sticks of joy. VD, DVD, Junior Pac-Man, Big Pac-Man, Mario Brothers, Brothers. Now there's not just horse racing, now there's pony racing. Now there's thoroughbred racing. And then you have dog